The New York Times says 5 college students face murder charges in the alleged hazing death of a fraternity pledge. A Pennsylvania grand jury indicted the members of Pi Delta Psi from Baruch College in Manhattan. 19-year-old Chun Michael Deng died nearly 2 years ago during a fraternity retreat. 32 other members are accused of a cover-up. CBS News legal expert Rikki Klieman is with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what do you make of this?
Beyond the fact that it is tragic beyond words, what we have to look at here is that enough is enough. That when you have behavior like this, it's not only the quote-unquote crime, that is what they call the glass ceiling ritual. Someone is blindfolded, loaded with a backpack, 30 pounds of sand, goes through a gauntlet on a frozen lake, and is repeatedly tackled to the ground, knocked unconscious. What's terrible here is not just that, but they bring him into a house. They do not call the police, do not get medical attention. They call someone from the fraternity who was then instructing them, change his clothes, get rid of all the fraternity paraphernalia. They look up what the symptoms are. It takes them over an hour to get the boy to the hospital. The injuries of blunt force trauma are devastating to read.
Yeah, it says repeated trauma to the head, torso, thighs, that the forces were significant and severe. The charge, Rikki, is third-degree murder. What exactly does that mean, and why is it so rare?
It's rare that we see a murder indictment in these kinds of cases. What we have seen, which actually surprised me, is if you go back and look at hazing deaths, there really are more than one a year, and it goes back all the way to the 1800s.
What is third-degree murder?
Third-degree murder is what we think more of in New York and other places, like an involuntary manslaughter. You intend an act. Say you give someone drugs. You don't intend their death. So what the consequences are was not intended. This is a hazing ritual. These have gone on for decades.
But Rikki, this seems to be unprecedented. What's really interesting is all 37 members face charges, 5 of them these murder charges. Is this prosecutor, took a couple years to put this together, trying to send a real message here?
He is, and the grand jury is. The prosecutor was smart. He didn't go ahead and indict them. He let a grand jury sift through it, and they did it painstakingly to decide who did what. So the wrongful death suit brought by the parents can then be amended to see who are the 5 who are really the wrongdoers. This is a message for everyone. If civil suits didn't stop you, a criminal indictment is going to end this kind of behavior on colleges across the country.
I just think also that everybody's responsible in this case. You know what I mean? That so many, that those were witnessed and those were there. That's just unacceptable behavior.
Unacceptable behavior, and people talked.
If convicted, what do they face?
They are going to face decades in prison, at least as to the 5. As to the lesser charges, they all carry some kind of penalty.